What's going on, contenders? Today we are going to go over a beginner heavy bag workout. This is after you know all the fundamentals of boxing. You've been able to work on your position and your stance and executing some techniques. You know some of the basic footwork, and even you have an understanding of how to hit the heavy bag, how to put your wraps on, what gloves are best for you, how to hit the heavy bag to be safe. And now we're working towards developing you, building you up, getting your conditioning going, getting your stamina and technique efficient, and also allowing you to put together combinations and different punches in order so that you can be effective in the ring. So today we're going to go over that. We're going to do 8 rounds of a beginner boxing workout that's really going to take your boxing to the next level. Now, if you like the tracksuit that I'm wearing in this video, it's by BoxRaw, creating clothing and training apparel to pioneer the boxing lifestyle. I'll leave the link in the video description down below. We're off with round 1. Now I'm going to sort of slightly demo it and talk you through it. Each round is going to be 3 minutes with a 1-minute break. You're new to boxing, you're sort of a few weeks in. Here's what I want you doing for your first workout, 8 rounds. Here's what I got you doing on the first round. I want you to work the jab, the double jab, and even the triple jab. We're working for technique, but we're also working for conditioning, building up the endurance. So here's how you'd work it. Hands up, chin down. Work the jab by itself. Okay, I want you to focus on the other hand on the chin. I want you to focus on your position. Hands up, nice and relaxed. Take a step with that as you move in. Work the jab. Then you go on, move on to the double jab. Then you go and move on to the triple jab. When you throw the double and triple jab, you want to get your feet moving with you here. See how I go like so? Not just 1, but 1, 2, just short little steps. You work the triple jab, you can move out. Boom, boom, boom. All right? Just working on the conditioning and your focus of the jab. Hands up here. Single jab, bring the hand back to the chin. Double, hand back. Keeping those hands up. Triple. You can move a little bit to the outside, making sure this hand is up nice and relaxed. The other hand, elbows in. Jab. Double jab. Triple jab. Hitting flush with those 2 knuckles. Jab. Double jab. Triple jab. Triple jab is not easy, let me tell you. So you'd stay in this rhythm, working for the round, moving around the bag. Shoulder's gonna feel it, I guarantee you. That jab hand is gonna feel it. Keep working. Then work onto the double. Work onto the triple. All right, you keep that up for 1 round, 3 minutes. Finish that, take a minute rest, and now we're gonna move on to round 2. All right, for round 2, we start to introduce the right hand. Now, if you want, you can also work jab, double jab, and the right hand, triple jab, right hand. But for now, you want to feel comfortable, just work the 1, 2. And if you know any variations of the right hand as you learn, this structure still applies. You can start to work. Overhand right, right hook to the body. So here's how it works. Mix up any variations of the right hand that you know off the jab. 1, 2. And say 1, 4 body. Then 1 overhand right. 1 hook body. 1, 2. Okay, and start to move. And work that. Nice and simple, doesn't have to be fancy. Now, what you're focused on is when that right hand goes, this left hand's come back to the chin. So you're focused on delivery, you're focused on position, you're focused on return position. 1, 2. Back. Chin down. Back. Want to go with the overhand right. Now maybe I want to throw a right hook to the head upstairs. Right hook to the body. See this other hand. Back to my chin, all right? And then moving. Now maybe I want to put the double jab before I throw the right hand. All right? Or the triple jab. All right? So all the kinds of variations off the right hand. Maybe I want to improve my cadence. So instead of, maybe I want to hear something like this. Right? Work that speed. Right? Or just 1, 1, 2 with power. So even off these variations off the right hand, there's all kinds of things you can work. Position, focus, speed, cadence, power. Maybe I want to go down the body. with a straight right. Up top, down the body. All right, so just that round alone, you keep that focus. Variations off the right hand. You can fill it with as much as you know. If you are just a pure beginner, you keep it to the 1-2. As you move along, okay, 1-2 body. All right, 1-1 overhand right. Now just with that same structure, variations off the right hand, you could take almost any level of beginner, from straight pure beginner to months of experience, and really have a lot to do and focus on that in that second round. All right, so variations off the right hand, round 2. Let's move on to round 3. All right, round 3, we're gonna add the lead hand off of the right hand and the jab. So the jab and the right hand. And if your southpaw is gonna go here, same thing. So we can start with something simple like 1-2-1, bop, bop, bop. All right, just to get used to yourself opening again, without even having to do something as fancy as a hook. Here, working off of one turn, that's round 2, and then opening up again. So variations off that lead hand, 1-2-1. Now maybe I make it with the hook. Add that hook in there. I'm working the hook, the 1-2-3. All right, maybe now I want to go down the body with the shovel hook. 1-2, shovel hook to the body. Here. All right, like so. Right, you're working that, you're moving. And you're moving. All right, like so. Or maybe I want to do the uppercut up the middle. Now, uppercut up the middle, I don't have to always hit the bag. If I don't want, I can go here. 1-2, like so. Or 1-2, stuff it tight. Or 1-2-5 body. The difference with the uppercut and the shovel hook, uppercut, keep it tight. Boom. Variations off the lead hand. So here we go. 1-2-1. Okay. 1-2-3. 1-2 shovel hook. Like so. 1-2 lead uppercut. Or to the body. Or to the head, I stuff it. Like so. Then I start to play with it. Have fun. I can work speed. Or I can work for more power. Speed on the hook. Or more power on the hook. All right, whatever I want, I can mix it up. Or just keep it nice and simple. Round 3. The lead hand off of the first 2 punches. 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. Mix it up. And you get a lot out of round 3, mixing up the lead hand. All right, let's move on to round 4. All right, round 4 builds on 1-3, but has a different element. You're gonna start all combinations with the right hand first. You're gonna go right, left, right. This is a little bit more power. This is a little bit of a different situation. You could start nice and simple here. 2-1-2, okay? So we've taken out the jabs. You don't always want to be predictable, always leading with the jab. And also from a technical point of view, you could focus on here. Right, left, right. Working that rotation of the body, really focusing on that. And you can always add the jab in there. So let's say I go here. Let's start 2-3-2. I'll start with that. Or 2-1-2. I'm working on my technique. I'm working on my hands up and chin down. If I want to add the jab in there, I still can. Here. 1-2-3-2. Or 1-2-1-2. Right, I can still put that in there. Right hand, lead hook, right hand. Or right, left, right. Whatever I like. Okay, then I can start to go. Maybe I want to throw overhand right, shovel hook, overhand right. I can mix it up. You start to learn really how to rotate that body for power. 2 to the body, 3 upstairs, 4 upstairs. Right, left, right. That's the pattern I'm following. It can be as advanced as your skill set, all the way from beginner, 2-1-2, to maybe something more advanced, 4 body, 3-8 upstairs. Haha, overhand right, lead hook, right uppercut. Maybe right uppercut, lead hook, straight right. Getting a little bit advanced, I know. I always tend to push it with you guys. Like so, but here, 2, 1, 2, or 2, 3, 2. All right, so get comfortable with that, working off of the right hand. Right hand starts, lead hand, right hand. This is the way to really develop power, speed, and coordination in the rotation of your body, especially leading with the power hand. All right, let's move on to round 5. All right, round 5 is a little bit different. You might not expect this for a beginner. I want you to work inside, work in close, no matter how uncomfortable that is. Here's what you're gonna imagine. A line straight up the middle of the bag, and then 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 dots, and then the line up the middle is 5, okay? Those are your targets in close. To the body low, to the body low. To the head around, to the head around. And then anything short, up the middle, up that line. That's gonna be hard to get. So you just get in close, about glove width from the bag, and working close. Hit those dots, here, 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 or come up the middle. I come up the middle, hook. I come up the middle, hook. Hook, hook, up the middle, hook. Hook, 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 hook. Now, if I want, I can hit those dots with more of an uppercut. Doesn't always have to be a hook. Up the middle, hook. Hook, hook, up the middle. Hook, up the middle. Same thing here. I can hit this dot here with a little short overhand. Boom, like this. Boom, boom. Hook. What this is doing for your skill set, it's forcing you to relax and be able to release with speed, because from here you have all the time in the world to load up. You don't even have to be that efficient to get power in those shots. But here, you have to learn to relax, give only a little bit of room. You have to be able to snap that body, right, to get power. All right? Now, even if you don't have that snap at first, being in this uncomfortable zone will develop it for you. So this is developing your conditioning, developing your ability to get off shots. Once you get comfortable here, this is going to be so easy for you, much easier. So you're working close. Okay, working in close. Up the middle. All right, really working inside is really going to develop your boxing. All right, let's move on to round 6. Round 6, we're going to add the duck. All right, get used to some head movement. Get used to some preemptive defense. So off of a simple combo, 1, 2, here I'm going to make a U shape with my head. All right, here, 1, 2, I've turned my body on that 2, a tight U, okay, not a big U, all right, just here, like a horseshoe, maybe even tighter than that, down, under, up. And then I'm going to throw another right hand. I'm going to tell you a secret after, but here, let's just work through this. 1, 2, duck. 2. You start to work that combo. All right. Now here's the secret with that second right hand. You don't want to wait to finish your U shape before you throw it. So I don't want this. 1, 2, duck. Completion. No, I want to start to throw it with my shoulders at its far back position, which is halfway up on the second part of the U. So let's go slow, watch. 1, 2, duck. I'm at the bottom. I'm halfway up. I'm not fully up. I'm halfway. See how far back that shoulder is? Now as I come up to finish the U, I'll start to throw it. Boom. Okay, so in that last section, you don't want to wait here. Boom. You want to come under. Boom. That last quarter of the movement or last half of that side of the U. But from there to there, you start to throw that right hand. Okay, so here I go slow. Boom, boom, duck. Boom. That last little bit. You don't wait till you're done. All right, so you add that duck. 1, 2, duck. Boom. You don't need to duck too much, just about 6 inches. All right, here. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay, keep that hand in. Boom, boom. Boom. Find your range. All right, move around. All right, now, to throw a lot at you, we're gonna work the duck off the other side. All right, earlier we did the right hand lead hook. We started with the right hand. So here's how it's gonna work. Right hand, lead hook. I duck this way, my U goes that way. Lead hook. Here it is if I go in front of you. Right, lead hook, then I make a U shape, down. I pull that shoulder back, home, all right? It's important that this lead shoulder goes back or that this rear shoulder comes in front. Watch. Right hand, lead hook. See this shoulder's back here. As I duck, they switch positions. See that right shoulder came in front, this lead shoulder is back? That gives me power to rotate for the counter. Then as I come back up, boom, okay? If you just duck like this, which is what a lot of beginners do, they just duck here and keep that lead shoulder in front. When they come up, there's no power, there isn't anything there on the shot. So make sure those shoulders, they go like that as you're ducking, and then you come up with power. So here, I go slow. Right hand, lead hook, duck, lead hook. See how that works? And then I can have fun with it and play a little bit. Okay, right hand lead hook, lead hook again. All right, right hand lead hook again. Work the duck off of both of those for round 6. All right, let's get ready and move on to round 7. All right, round 7. This might be your hardest round, depending on your skill set and your ability. It's emphasis on footwork, emphasis on mobility. Nothing fancy, nothing new. Keep those feet moving. Here, I'm in my pendulum. I move. I throw a combo. Simple combo. I move again. I'm moving. I'm on my pendulum. I'm moving. Combos don't have to be fancy. I want to move a lot. And I move. And then I move. And then I move. And I move. Look at this. I'm only standing still to punch for that split second. And I go. And then I move. And then I move. Now, you may not end up fighting or sparring this way, but this movement here develops the elasticity in the calves, develops your mobility and your endurance, your ability to stop and start and move with speed. So it's very important for your overall conditioning. And if you're getting tired doing it, then you know you need it. All right, so here, bouncing. And moving. All right. All right, emphasis on footwork. Light mobile footwork, Sugar Ray styles, Ali styles. Keep yourself moving around the ring. All right, final round is coming up. Let's get ready for round 8. All right, contenders, round 8 is a punch endurance round. Your focus is on high volume combinations, high volume punches, and repeats, sprint repeats of those. So let's take a simple combination, or maybe it might be complex for you, but let's take this combination. 1, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4. So I'm sort of going through my library of punches. Now what I want to do is I want to bounce and recover, and I want to go again as soon as I can, as soon as I'm able to. And I want to keep that pace up for the round. I'm not so concerned about tactics, I'm not so concerned about style. I just want my arms and punches to be there when I need them. And that's going to come from just working pure stamina, pure endurance. You need this. When you're in that 4th round of an amateur fight, or when you're in that later round, 6th round of sparring, this is what you need. And so this is going to help you out, build that endurance. It's not just going to build you in your endurance for competition, but for your future workouts, so you're able to work out longer and more effectively as the workouts go. So here I go. 1, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4. And I move a little bit. And I go again. And I go again. Now, it doesn't have to be that exact combo. It can be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or it can be here, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Or 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1. Whatever you want. Pick your combo, work it, get a breath, move, go again. And move. Build up that punch endurance. Build up that volume. Build up your ability to recover. This drill here is going to pay huge dividends. Save it for the last round, round 8 of your heavy bag workout. All right, contenders, I hope you enjoyed that 8-round beginner heavy bag workout. If you're fairly new to boxing, let's say in your first year, you need to not only develop your skills and your knowledge, but build up the conditioning as you go, also keep it fun and interesting. So that kind of workout allows you to build up, focus in on things you need to work on, but then to start to expand by mixing it with other techniques and other tactics and getting in those variations. The structure of it is such that you can keep it very simple, or as you develop new knowledge and expand your skill set, you can start to make it more complex. So a routine like that and a structure like that is something that can take you a long way, especially in your first year of boxing. All right, contenders, don't forget to check out BoxRaw, link in the video description below. And if you're looking for more instruction on boxing, precisionstriking.com is the place to go. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Peace.